Today our topic is force between the multiple electric charges. Now the topic itself says that there is the multiple charges, number of charges, and the force due to these number of charges lie at a single charge, and this is due to the principle of superposition. Now we know that according to the Coulomb's law that it is the two charge interaction. That means the presence of other charge do not do any effect on the forces between the two charges. But a single charge may experience number of forces due to the number of charges. So that is the means the single force get the number of forces, and the effect of that number of forces is known as the principle of superposition. And that principle of superposition we come to know first. Principle of superposition. For that charge, number of charges, the force, the total force, the total force acting on a given charge due to number of charges is the vector sum of individual charges. That means the major point is here that principle of superposition is the vector sum of individual charges. Now, due to the number of charges, the total force acting on a given charge due to the number of charges is the vector sum of the individual. Here there is the some correction. The individual forces acting due to the acting on that charge, you may write acting on that charge. So that is the principle of superposition. The total force acting on a given charge due to the number of charges is the vector sum of individual forces. And this is the, suppose F is the force and there are the number of forces F. For the discharge, it may be experienced by the discharge to the first charge plus force on the discharge to the second charge, and so on of the force discharge due to the n number of charge. This arrangement is the superposition of the forces on a single charge. Now we will see the arrangement how it is. So we study the principle of superposition by two types. One is the two ways we can say. Number one is the discrete distribution of the charges. Discrete distribution of the charges. That means discrete itself, the word gives the meaning, that is the distribution is randomly. And let's suppose one way we will consider that charge are distributed like this, and there is a discharge of Q0. And these are the charges Q1, Q2, Q3 and up to the Qn. Now the force acting for the Q1 to that of the discharge Q naught, that is the F force experienced by the discharge Q naught due to the one is the F. And here for the second we will consider, that is the F naught 2. Like that for the third it is F naught 3, and for n terms it is the force F naught n. So in all the cases we have the different direction of the forces, that force acting on the discharge. Let it be the point P. Now in that case, suppose the distance from the charges are different, that is the R1 from this one is the R1 vector, R2 vector, R3 vector, and here it is the Rn vector. This is the arrangement where the charges are discretely distributed, and on that case we get the net force experienced by the discharge. Now according to the superposition or principle of superposition. Principle of superposition, that net force is the sum total of all the force along their vector. F vector is equal to F naught 1 plus F naught 2 plus F, like this up to the F naught n. Now we know that is the first relation. We have F naught 1 according to the electrostatic force, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. All the arrangement is under the air, so on that case we consider the absolute permittivity in air or vacuum, that is the epsilon naught, and here the relation of Q1 and Q naught. So Q1 Q naught, and the distance among these two charges are the R1 position vector magnitude Q to that of the R1 vector. Similarly, the F2 naught 2, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 Q naught, Q2 here it is the Q naught, here also Q naught, that is the R2 vector whole cube by R2 vector, and so on. That means up to the n terms of the vector, the force for the n terms is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here it is the Qn Q naught by Rn vector whole cube magnitude that become, and it is Rn vector. So here this is the arrangement, and on that particular, now this, let's suppose this is the relation 1 and all the this one is the second relation. Now substitute the second relation over the one we have. This one is the now net force F, total force F, that is equal to, here it is the common factor with every each is the Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, and the remaining is the Q1 to the R1 magnitude vector Q to the R1 vector plus Q2 by R2 magnitude by the R2 vector plus, like this up to the Qn, and that is the Rn vector mod to that of the Rn position vector. Or we may write in this way, that is the F vector is equal to, these are the common Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, and summation of all these to the I is equal to 1 to n, and here we will write the Qi for Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn, I from the 1 to n, so Qi by here Ri position vector whole cube to the Ri position. So this is the superposition of the total force acting on the discharge, and this is the discrete distribution of the charge. Now we will see the another way, that is the with position vector. Discrete distribution of the charges with position vector. How it is arranged? With position vector. With their position vector. Position vector. Now, for that we arrange this one with the coordinate character, and at this particular, let it be the x, y and z. 0 is here. Now the position from the origin of the coordinate to that of the charge q1, that position is the r1 vector, not here r1. Just remove the previous distances given. That much is the P point, and this is the places where R1 position vector for Q1 from the origin to the charge, let it be the A, the charge at the point B, and this point is considered as the position of the R2 position vector. For the 3 it is considered as the R3. And for the n it is considered as the Rn position vector. For the P, the origin up to the P point, it is the R position vector. Now let the point where the charge Q1, where the charge Q2, Q3 and Qn lies, let it be the A, B, C up to the n maybe. End point, and the location from A to P, that is the distance from A to P, that AP according to the vector triangle of vector addition, on that case we will write this equal to R position vector minus R1 vector. To the B, R1 is the position vector from origin to the point P, R1. And similarly, R2 is the position vector from origin O to the point B. Similarly, R3 is the position vector from 0 or origin to the point C. C is the here. So on that case, it has BP, that is equal to, here it is the R vector minus R2 vector. These are the position vectors, and likewise, the position vector for the third is the R minus R3, and for the position vector of the n particle, it is the R vector minus Rn position vector. Just see, this is the arrangement for the position vector, and according to the principle of superposition, the net force on the charge Q0, according to the principle of superposition, the net charge, a net force on the charge Q0 due to the n charges, at point P. So on that case, the force again it is the F vector is equal to, we consider the same character here also. So F01 plus, that means the test charge is the Q0, Q0, and the first charge is the 1. So the force experienced by the test charge naught due to the charge Q1 1, and like that F0 2 plus F0 3 and so on up to the, that is plus F0 n. So this is the way we rearrange or get the sum total of all the vectors. Now here F is equal to, we just substitute for the first one, that is with the position vector, we write this one here due to the electrostatic force or Coulomb force for the two charges Q1 and Q0, that is the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q0 by the position is given, the distance is given, that is the r vector minus r1 vector whole cube to that of the r vector minus r1 vector. And likewise for f02, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 Q0 by, here it is the r vector minus r2 vector whole cube by r vector minus r2 vector, and so on like that up to the n terms, that up to the n charge, that is the f naught n. This is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here we will write the Qn Q0 by this r vector minus rn vector whole cube to that of r vector minus rn vector. So this is the arrangement for the vector, position vector. And again we will write the two relation. One is the equation 1, and here all the this relation we consider as the second. So substituting the second over the 1, we have C. The net force becomes substituting equation 2 in equation 1. On that case we get the total force F, that is equal to, now just substitute this one, all the forces. So here it is the 1 by 4 pi, and common factor we have, that is the Q0. So 4 pi epsilon naught, these are the common that will appear in every each forces. So on that case the remaining is the Q1 by the position which we have here, that r position minus r1 whole cube to that of the r position minus r1, plus again it is the Q2 that is r position minus r2, and for that magnitude we will consider here magnitude r vector minus r2 vector whole cube, plus like that up to the n terms it is the Qn, and here it is r vector minus r n vector by this magnitude of the position vector r vector minus rn vector whole cube. Now this is the total or net force acting on the test charge. So we write it in other way also, or F vector is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, and the summation we will take for all these, summation I is equal to 1 to n. Q1, Q2 up to the Qn, we will write Qi because I stand from 1 to n. And here it is the r position minus ri vector by, in this one, magnitude of the r vector minus ri vector whole cube. So this is the net force acting on the test charge Q0 due to the multiple of the charges with the position vector. So first way we have seen that the discrete distribution of the charges, and at that particular we observe with the position vector. Now we observe with the position vector. Now we will see the next one is the continuous distribution of the charges. Next is the continuous distribution of the charges. The superposition or the total force acting on the discharge, acting on the particular charge, you may say as the discharge. So linearly or throughout the length linearly throughout, that is the linear charge distribution, linearly, that is the linear charge distribution. So first, in the second way, which earlier we have seen with the discrete distribution of the charges, now we will see the continuous distribution of the charges. On that particular first one A, when the charge is distributed linearly throughout the length, yeah, or linearly in the length. So on that case, we will see the principle of superposition or the net force acting on a test charge or any specific charge. So just see the arrangement for this particular. Now suppose here is the arrangement that is for the linear charge distribution. Charge is distributed throughout the length L, linearly distributed throughout the length L. And we consider the very small length element of dl. dl is the very small length element, infinitesimally small length element. And any discharge, that is the q naught, and the force due to this dl length of the charge is the df vector. Along the x, y, and let's suppose the coordinate is the z, and here is the O origin. From the origin, the position vector is r dash vector, and the position for the discharge q naught, that is the r position vector. So the distance from this P to that of the length element dl, this is the r vector minus r dash vector. And dl length contains the dq charge. That particular dl length contains dl length contains dq charge. That means up to this dl length there is a charge of dq. Suppose this linear arrangement, that continuous arrangement along the length, it has a lambda as the linear charge density. Let lambda be the linear charge density. Lambda be the linear charge density. So on that case, the charge dq is represented as thus dq is equal to lambda into dl. This become the relation number 1 for this particular arrangement. The first arrangement is when charge is distributed linearly in the length or throughout the length. So on that case, we have the arrangement, the charge distribution, and the charge distribution have the density, that is called linear charge density, is the lambda, and linear charge density is represented by the lambda. So on that case, dq charge is equal to the density to that of the length. Now the force acting, that is the force, very small force acting due to the small charges, that the electrostatic force at the discharge due to the dl length or dq charge, electrostatic force due to the dq charge at discharge q naught, due to the dq charge at charge q naught, that is df small force, df that equal to that of the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here is the arrangement, that is the q naught dq by the position we have, that one is the r vector minus r dash vector whole cube, that become the magnitude, and the position vector r vector minus r dash vector. So that in place of the dq we can write df is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here that is the q naught into, in place of the dq we will write the dq is equal to lambda dl, and that become the lambda dl by, here it is the r vector minus r dash vector ka whole cube, and here it is the r vector minus r dash vector. This is the arrangement. Now what we observe in this particular equation number 2, that it is a very small force, and this force is only due to that small charge dq of the length dl. Now we consider the total length, the force due to the total length, the charge arrangement of the length total. On that case we integrate the above equation. We integrate. Now integrating equation 2 for the complete length for length L. So on that case, that force, net force is equal to integration of df to that of the length, and here the some character which is constant, that is the q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, and integration to that of the length of lambda dl by, here it is the r vector minus r dash vector whole cube, and here it is the r minus r dash vector. So this is the arrangement for the total force when the charge is distributed linearly throughout the length, and this becomes the equation number 3. Likewise, when the charge is distributed in a surface, now second we will see B second, when the charge is distributed throughout the surface, in the surface, now we change this one, along the surface, and on that particular, the total force experienced by the test charge q naught. Now we make a surface here. For that, let the surface is here. This is the any surface, and at that surface charge is uniformly distributed. And we consider the very small surface, and that small surface, let it be the surface of ds of total surface S, and the force from this surface ds is the df force to the test charge, and this arrangement on the surface, that is the sigma, is the surface charge distribution density. Sigma is the surface charge density. Now at this particular, again we will calculate the charge dq, that dq charge is present in that particular dq charge of a small, infinitely small surface element ds. So on that case, the dq charge is represented as the dq charge is given as that dq is equal to sigma surface charge density to that of the surface ds. Now again we consider it as a first equation. Now the net force or total force due to the dq charge in q naught test charge, that force is the df is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now here we will write that is the q naught into, that means dq by the position up to this Now again we will write the position of r dash here. Similar way we will write the r vector minus r dash vector according to the triangle law of vector addition. So on that we have mod of r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of the position vector r minus r dash vector. Now just substitute the one over the two, or using 1 in above equation we have how much, that become the df is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now in place of this q naught, in place of dq is the sigma ds by 1 by r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of r vector minus r dash vector. Now this is the very small force, and this force is due to the very small charge dq at the surface element ds. So total force due to the charges along the surface S is represented as total force or net force. Net force due to the surface charge distribution and that force we integrate the equation above equation. We integrate the above equation. So on that case we have the force F vector is equal to integration throughout the surface of the df vector is equal to 1 by 4, that q naught by 4 pi is the common factor, and integration to the surface S, that is equal to, we have sigma into ds by r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of the r vector minus r dash vector. So this equation number 2 gives the total force due to the surface distribution or continuous surface distribution of the charges at the test charge q naught or the specified charge q naught, and that is the superposition of these forces. Now the third we will see when the charge is distributed along the volume. Third one, when the charge is distributed continuously over its volume. Over a volume. Now again see the arrangement of this particular, that let's suppose this one is the volume, and at this volume we consider the very small volume element, and the arrangement of the charge is here. The charge is distributed. For this, the charge uniformly arranged in this volume, and of the density, let the density be the rho, volume charge density, and there is the position of r dash vector to that of the test charge q naught. Again here, for this test charge the df force is acting due to the small volume element dv, and that is the v volume. V stands for total volume of this body. Now the charge is distributed throughout the volume uniformly or linearly, or the volume continuously. What written here? Continuously over the volume. So on that case the test charge will experience the force due to these all the charges, and having the position of this one is the r vector minus r dash vector according to the triangle law. So again we will do the same way to calculate the force here. Now for that, rho is the volume charge density. Volume charge density. And at that particular, the charge dq is represented as, that is the rho into dv, and that becomes the equation number. Now for the net force on the charge q naught, on the charge q naught, due to the charge, that charge is up to the dv length, that is the dq charge. So the force dF is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here we will write that q naught into dq by position is the r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of the position vector r minus r dash vector. So this is the arrangement. Now substitute this one over this equation. Let the equation be the number 2. Using 1 into, we get how much it is, that dF force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught, and in place of the dq we will write the rho dv by the position r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of the r vector minus r dash vector. Now this relation, this one will get integrated. So integrating the equation 3, and net force is represented as, integrating the equation 3, the equation 3, and net force is given as net force is what? Here it is F vector is equal to integration to the volume, that is the dF is equal to q naught is common with that of the 4 pi epsilon naught. Integration to the volume, we have the rho dV by the r vector minus r dash vector whole cube to that of the position of r vector minus r dash vector. And likewise we calculate the net force on the test charge due to the continuous distribution of the charge over the volume. So in the conclusion we come to know that though the force acting between the two charges, but the number of charges also give the force on a specified charge or the test charge by the principle that is called the principle of superposition. And we have seen the two ways we calculate. We have the arrangement of the charges. One is the discrete distribution of the charge and another is the continuous distribution of the charge. At last I am just giving you the two ways, that is the two ways is the one is the continuous discrete distribution of charges, and another is the continuous distribution of charges. In the two way, we have seen two in other ways. One is that is simple randomly arrangement of the charges. Randomly arrangement of the charges. And the second is the arrangement with the position vector. With the position vector. And in the continuous we have the three other cases. One is the linear charge distribution. Linear charge Another one is the surface charge distribution. And last is the volume charge distribution. And we have seen all the five correct ways, that is the superposition of the forces to a single charge. In the next class, we will continue with the electric field and other factors.